Hello, Homestead. Please stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Now for a moment of silence.
Hello, Homestead. It's Thursday, April 13th, and time for another episode of HHS In Depth. I'm Colin Davis.
And I'm Austin Render. On today's show, you'll hear from our students running for president of their respective classes, which you'll vote for next Wednesday.
You'll learn about two Homestead teachers who will be getting the opportunity to run in next Monday's Boston Marathon for the first time in their lives.
You'll learn about the beginning process of developing an academic logo for Homestead High School, what it is, and all the people behind creating it.
And we'll also have a look back at the annual Spring Arts Gallery that took place in the community room earlier this week.
We'll have all those stories as well as the 3-day weekend weather forecast with Garrett. So stay tuned for today's episode of HHS In Depth.
We begin today's show with a story introducing you to the candidates of each respective class's president, with elections coming next week. Here's your chance to learn about each candidate.
It's election season at Homestead High School, and it's time to get to know the many candidates and what they have to offer for the upcoming 2017-2018 school year.
People should vote for me because I've been in student government for 3 years. I've served as a secretary for 2 years and a representative for 1 year, so I know what I'm doing. And I go to the meetings as well. That's really, really important to me.
Over the past few years, I've been really lucky to have been part of a great group of kids in student government, and we've done a lot of cool things like prom and semi and dance marathon this year, which I'm really happy with. And by electing me as the senior class president, I hope to continue to be able to do that with a great group of kids in student government.
I think people should vote for me because I've been in student government for 2 years, so I know all the ways that the juniors and the seniors ran events, and I think that I could live up to the expectations that they had.
I get very passionate about issues. If there's something that I feel strongly about, I am willing to fight for it until the very end. I will try to see things through and do what I believe is best for the student body.
People should vote for me because I'm a strong leader and I have previous experience with student government.
I would like to be president of Homestead because I want to do great things and I would be a great leader.
You should vote for me because I'm a great leader and a dependable person who really just wants to ensure that Homestead is a positive place and is surrounded with great people who are welcoming and nice to others.
I'm an honest leader and I stick to my word when I promise people things. I'm someone you can expect to get things done if I'm in office.
I'm very attractive, I'm very smart, and I'm going to do great things for each student. It's going to be great.
With the addition of senior experience, I really want to work with the future Vice President, Jonathan Pappas, and the administration to possibly bring back the senior parking lot. I think there are just one too many sophomores in our parking spots, and it's becoming really, really difficult for seniors to be able to get in and out of the campus when they leave early or come early.
Over the last few years, I've had a lot of experience as class president, and as a senior, I really hope to be able to give back to the school by reinstating or at least exploring the option of doing a senior give back to really leave our mark on Homestead.
Sophomores Lauren Berta and Carly Wolfkill are also in the running for junior class president. Now don't forget to use your vote next Wednesday, April 19th for officers and the following Wednesday, the 26th for representatives. Reporting for HHS In Depth, I'm Sydney Scholl.
Anyone who is requesting to bring a guest to prom who is not a Homestead High School student must pick up a request form from the discipline office. This form must be completed and returned to the discipline office by the end of the day on Wednesday, May 3rd. The form requires parents' signatures as well as the signature of the principal or administrator from the guest school.
There will be an Eco Club meeting today with the intention of finishing the rain barrel for the Earth Day contest in time. They will also be preparing for the New to You fundraiser sale to organize and prepare. Please don't miss the chance to be a part of this exciting time and join Eco Club in room 206 today after school.
Next Wednesday, April 19th, Photography Club will hold its next meeting after school in room 104. The theme for the photo challenge is water, so bring photos that express interpretation of that theme. A prize will be awarded to the winner of the challenge. They hope to see you there.
The world's most popular marathon takes place on Monday in Boston, and 2 Homestead teachers will be running in it this year. To learn more about their accomplishment, here's reporter Kaylee Behrens.
Many of you here at Homestead might know gym teacher Mr. Frazier and impact teacher Mr. Cordes. But did you know that they are both accomplished runners competing in the world-famous Boston Marathon next week?
I got into running when I was younger, elementary school. Indiana has some youth summer games that my parents signed us up for, and I had an older brother, and he was really good at it, and so it looked like fun. I just kind of followed in his footsteps, and that was elementary school and kind of been running ever since, really.
Both Mr. Frazier and Mr. Cordes have different reasons for running the Boston Marathon, but both teachers are excited about this opportunity.
Honestly, the Boston Marathon was never really even on my radar. My wife is also a runner, and it was a big goal of hers for a long time, and she qualified and did it last year, and so I went out and watched and supported her, and it looked like a ton of fun. And so kind of at that point I decided that, hey, this, marathoning and these big events looks like it'd be something that would be pretty appealing, and so I kind of took it a little more seriously at that point.
In 2014 I ran my first marathon, and I guess I didn't realize how difficult or challenging it was, so that was my goal when I ran my first marathon. I missed it by 49 seconds, so the following year running the Monumental Marathon in Indianapolis, I absolutely wanted to achieve that goal and was able to.
Mr. Cordes and Mr. Frazier have both had intense training to prepare for the marathon.
I typically run about 5 days a week. During the midst of my heavy training, I probably do 6 or even 7, but most of the time it's 4 to 5 days a week.
I run usually 5 days a week. I usually take Sundays and Wednesdays off.
Any runner wanting to compete in the Boston Marathon has to qualify, and both Mr. Cordes and Mr. Frazier's goals for the marathon are to improve their previous qualifying times.
Boston has certified numerous different courses and events throughout the country, and you have to participate in one of those events and run a certain time depending on your age. And so my age group, I think 3:10 was the qualifying time, so as long as you're under 3:10, then you technically are qualified, and then even then, depending on how many people they get to sign up, they have to usually drop that a little bit. My real goal is really just to have fun. Time-wise, I'd really like to be, my qualifying time was 3:01, so just over the 3-hour mark, and I'd really like to be under the 3-hour mark. So if I can get that, anything with the 2, I'll be more than happy with that.
I'm hoping that I can run a Boston qualifying time again, which would be for my age group, 3 hours and 25 minutes. My time at the Monumental Marathon in 2015 was 3 hours and 15 minutes. So I would like to be somewhere in that range.
The Boston Marathon takes place on Monday, April 17th. So be sure to wish both these teachers good luck and congratulate them when they get back. For HHS In Depth, I'm Kaylee Behrens.
Teams that have signed up for intramural basketball at the Y. Copies of the schedule are available in the discipline office.
Any student who is registered to take an AP exam in May must attend 1 pre-administration session to complete preliminary paperwork. There are 4 planned sessions, but students need to only attend 1 session. Failure to do so could jeopardize your testing. The sessions are Monday, April 17th at 2:45 in the cafeteria, Tuesday, April 18th at 7 a.m. in the cafeteria. Door 4 will be open at 6:55. Wednesday, April 19th at 2:45 in the cafeteria, and Thursday, April 20th at 7 a.m. in the cafeteria. And once again, door 4 will be open at 6:55 a.m. Students should email Mrs. Hamilton at ahamilton@sacs.k12.in.us if they cannot attend any of the scheduled sessions.
The first trial practice for next year's Homestead Color Guard will be held Monday, April 24th from 6 o'clock to 8:30. Additional practices will be held April 25th and the 26th from 6 to 8:30. The audition will take place on Thursday, April 27th. The routine for the audition will be taught during these practices. No experience is necessary. Next year's freshmen, sophomore, junior, and senior girls are invited to try out. Students should meet in the Homestead High School main gymnasium. Enter Homestead High School through door 4.
Homestead High School is working to develop a new academic logo to be used in the future, and reporter Ganit Lauria caught up with the people behind this new endeavor.
Homestead has had an academic logo for years, but not many know that it is used for promoting non-athletic events and scholarly achievements made by teachers and students.
We're all familiar with Sparty, our Spartan head, and that's a great logo, and especially for our athletic teams, we want to continue to use that to promote our teams and our competitive efforts. But the academic logo would be used on medals, letterhead, business cards, promotional items.
The school has collaborated with the local designer as well as some faculty members to help create a new logo.
We are working with an artist in town and using teachers and students to give us input and insight as to ideas of what this new logo might look like. We're not really sure where we're going with it yet. It's still early in the process, but we want to update our look.
So I work at a company called One Lucky Guitar. We've been around for 16 years, and our mission statement is we communicate brand soul, but it often comes to life in an icon or a logo.
It is important that the new academic logo reflects Homestead's individuality. Some students were approached to help extend the improvements to Homestead's success.
The thing we start with is a meeting like the one we just had, where we seek to understand needs but also values of the client, and then I'll go back to the office and we'll write a creative brief that outlines the very specific things about this project and what makes Homestead unique. And that will be what drives our creative process as we come up with a solution that's unique to this challenge and unique to Homestead, and hopefully it's something that wouldn't work for anybody else because it wouldn't be true for them.
I presented the idea and I left, let them talk about it. But those students have been in the process and talking about the process for several months. There's also a group of sophomores who have been involved, at least initially, talking about what new graduation medals would look like from the current sophomore class that will graduate in 2 years. They'll be the first group to use these medals and so forth.
The Homestead logo was still in the works, but the faculty is confident that it will reflect Homestead in the best way. Reporting for HHS In Depth, I'm Ganit Lauria.
The annual Spring Arts Gallery took place earlier this week. Reporter Madison McConaughey got down to the community room to check it out.
If you didn't get a chance to go down and see the Spring Arts Gallery, here's what you missed. For HHS In Depth, I'm Madison McConaughey.
And now here's HHS In Depth weatherman Garrett Willis with a look at your 3-day weekend weather forecast.
Hello Homestead, I'm Garrett Willis and it's time for your weekend weather forecast. First off, I wanted to say that you're welcome because I brought the warm weather back from Florida this week as we are finally going to start seeing some desirable spring temperatures. Friday will bring the chance for some showers in the afternoon, but for the most part, we will stay dry as we approach a high of 70 with a low of 58. Saturday will bring some beastly heat, but hold on to your hats as partly cloudy skies will be accompanied with some high winds throughout the day as we will get up to a high of 78 with a low of 61. And lastly, the warm up will continue on Sunday with partly cloudy skies, but we could see some scattered thunderstorms throughout the day as the temperature will get up to 69 degrees with a low of 47. That was your weekend weather forecast. I'm Garrett Willis. Have a great weekend, Homestead.
Well, that wraps up this edition of HHS In Depth. I'm Colin Davis.
And I'm Austin Render. Thank you for watching today.
And now here are this week's Picture of the Week. Congratulations to senior Emma Poore and sophomore Becca Cook for having theirs selected today.
To have your photo in the running for Picture of the Week, just email us a high-resolution photo in landscape mode with your name and grade level to hhsindepth@gmail.com.
Today we leave you with a song exclusive to our radio station, the Point 91 FM.
Have a great 3-day Easter weekend, and we'll see you again next week.
surely not me. For he can't believe, look how old and cold and tired and lonely he's become. Not until you see there's a price tag hanging off of having all that fun. Uh-oh, looks like I'm seeing more of my old man in